So you want to quit your day job and work full-time on your own business. So did I back in 2020, and so I devised a plan to be able to make that dream come true, and it worked. So in this video today, I'm going to share how I was able to quit my 9-to-5 corporate marketing job and now work on my business full-time. Now, if you're wondering what my business is, I run a subscription box for female entrepreneurs down in Australia, and we also ship to New Zealand. We have 1,000 members, do around 80K in revenue a month. I also have a subscription box launch course. I do speaking gigs from time to time. I even just contributed to this book called Curiosity Killed the 9-to-5. More about this later. And so I want to discuss a few elements that helped me quit my 9-to-5, when to know when to quit your 9-to-5, tips on marketing and growing your business, and just some important lessons to know about running a business and eventually being able to quit that job that you don't want to do anymore. Let's get started. Build up your cash. So step one, being able to leave your 9-to-5 and do your business full-time, is I would recommend building up your cash. This is what we did to help give us a cash pool to work with when trying to grow our business. Also, it meant if I quit my job, I could live off that cash savings for around 6 months. So I worked with my partner. So what we would do is we would put 10 to 15% of our paychecks into a separate business account. Yes, you want to make sure you have a separate business account. You really want to keep your personal and your business separate. The reason I think cash is so important to have is when you start your business, it is very unlikely you'll be making any profit straight away. You're going to have all these upfront costs that you'll need to outlay first just to get your business up and running. I actually have a whole video where I talked about how much it cost me to actually launch my subscription box business. And so every business is different, but usually the common occurrence is going to happen is businesses aren't profitable in their first year at all. So in this book here, I actually have an example of my profit and loss in the first 14 months of my business. So as you can see here, in month 1, I actually lost $1,960. And as you can see, it was in negative until we got up to about month 9. So then I started making a profit. But the important thing to note is that money actually went straight back into the business just to help the business scale as quickly as possible. So having a cash flow is going to make it a lot easier for you to do marketing, testing, ads, go out and test new things, samples, anything like that for your business. But also the most important as well is when I decided to quit my full-time job and run full-time on the business, we had 6 months of savings that could support us if the business kind of went awry and it didn't work out. The other thing I wanted to note about businesses in particular is I don't think all businesses are created equal. For example, if you're running a generic candle business, you're going to find it hard to stand out amongst all the other generic candle businesses out there. You're going to be competing with the likes of Kmart, Amazon, Dusk. Unless your candle business has something really unique about it, you're going to find it very hard to scale quickly and quit your 9-to-5 job. So you want to make sure your business has legs and is really fixing a problem and is really something unique in the market, or at least you can distinguish yourself amongst your competitors. If you're treating your business like a cute little side hustle, that's all it's ever going to be. So my business, Aussie Biz Chic, is quite unique in Australia and New Zealand. We don't have a lot of subscription boxes here. I don't have any competition from overseas because shipping from overseas to Australia is really expensive, and they usually put that on the customer, which the customer isn't going to pay $50 to $60 to get a box from America, for example. And so I have a really unique offering to give into the female entrepreneur market. And so I have to say that is what was able to allow me to scale quickly along with my marketing skills, and I had very little competition, and so I was able to quit my 9-to-5 quite quickly. Work out your I'm quitting salary. So you've launched your business, you've got your cash flow, you're working on your business, but it's always great to have a goal of when to know when to quit your 9-to-5. I think having a goal in place gives you something to work towards. And so when you get to that figure, you're like, yes, I am ready to now quit my full-time job and work on my business full-time. We're going to work out your I'm quitting salary. Start by listing all your monthly expenses. Include your current expenses as well as the average monthly expenses from the past 5 months, ensuring that you have a clear picture picture of the amount you need to live comfortably. This amount will be your I'm quitting salary. I suggest having a range rather than a specific number. The range will vary for each person based on their individual lifestyle and circumstances. So in your business, when you make sales, you earn revenue, which is different from profit. Profit is what remains after deducting all business expenses. When revenue comes into your business, you want to allocate a portion of it to pay yourself. I highly recommend reading Profit First. It will guide you in paying yourself from the start and increasing your compensation as your business grows. Ideally, your monthly profit should fall within the range of your I'm quitting salary. For example, if your gross profit margin is 50% and your profit target is $3,000 to $4,000 per month, you will need to earn $6,000 to $8,000 in monthly revenue to cover your personal expenses. Now, this is the bare minimum because remember, you have to pay for things like marketing, website, your operating expenses, so those are things you need to think of as well. To determine your revenue goal, I would just suggest prompting ChatGPT with the following: to quit my job, I need to pay myself your I'm quitting salary per month. My business currently has a gross profit margin of 50% and it costs me $1,000 a month to operate the business. This includes things like your marketing budget, website, rent, etc. How much revenue do I need to make every month? Once you've figured out your revenue goal, the next step is to determine how to reach that goal, which usually involves calculating the number of sales you need to make. In my case, I had to reach 450 members to achieve my desired monthly revenue goal, from which I could allocate a portion to my I'm quitting salary. I feel like it's a lot easier for me because of the subscription model. I'm not going to have massive fluctuations month to month. So if you can, having a subscription business model, I would say, is the way to go. But of course, I am very biased. Marketing your business. One thing about everybody's business journey, it's going to be very unique from individual to individual, from business to business. You could take courses, you might have a mentor, and they might teach you things that you try to put into your business, but it doesn't work, or perhaps you need to tweak it. So just know everybody's business journey is going to be different, and how they market their business is going to be different too. A great example of this is in this book. So this is a compilation book of 27 different successful entrepreneurs. You know, you've got me on here that runs a subscription box. You've got other e-commerce stores, you've got a brick and mortar, coaching, services, non-for-profit in here, and each one of them has a unique way of marketing and finding clients or finding customers for their business. This is our May Aussie Biz Chic book club pick. We might have some May boxes left if you're in Australia, New Zealand, and want to join Aussie Biz Chic to read this book. And so in this kind of section here around marketing your business, I'm just going to give you my tips that had worked for me. Please note, you should really go out and try different things and test different things and see what works best for you. So one of the biggest drivers of sales for me is Facebook ads marketing. So my budget for Facebook ads was $1,500 to test a week of ads when I first launched. We do organic Instagram marketing coupled with building my own personal brand. We do emails, everything's online. If you don't want to be the face of your brand, I know everybody's pushing to become the face of your brand. It definitely does help in the beginning to give your business a bit more of trust with consumers. But if you don't want to be the face of your brand, I would recommend getting good at paid advertising, leaning on content creators and influencers to be the face of your brand, and always aim to collect emails and phone numbers over trying to grow your following. Growing a following is important, but it's also just as more important to be able to communicate to someone one-to-one through an email or through a phone number. It's important to like what you do. It's not a matter of how, but when. If you're starting this business or you're running this business right now with just the sole purpose of quitting your 9 to 5 and you don't have really a passion for it, you're going to find it hard to actually scale the business up and end up working on it full time. Because when it comes to business, you are going to fail miserably at things. Yes, there is no one successful person that has run a business and hasn't failed in some way. So I had 2 failed attempts at business before Aussie Biz Chic. A lot of people don't know that. Everybody just sees the success, right? But there's going to be your highs and your lows when it comes to business. Biggest advice is make sure you choose a business or you're running a business that you're passionate about and you can see yourself working on it full time. I would also recommend surrounding yourself with people who encourage you and uplift you. I've heard many female business owners, especially mums, have husbands where they really put down their ideas or they're not supporting them in their business. And so that's really hard to kind of be able to see a positive to your business, especially when you're not making any money in those first even 2 to 3 years. So it's really important whether to have a support network around you online or a friendship group or just some sort of group or somebody who actually believes in what you're doing. You just got to embrace the process, stay resilient, and keep moving forward. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope it gave you some tips on how to quit your 9 to 5. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more helpful business content.